I like this picture because it's great from a psychological perspective. It's a very famous picture. And, so basically what you have here is the world as we know it, and there's the dome with the sun and the moon on it and the stars. And then if you look outside what you know, well then you're out into this cosmic space, right? And those are like the wheels of the planets and the music of the spheres. And that's the ever-present explorer who's gone beyond the domain that he can understand and is peering out into the unknown as such. And it's a psychological picture. It's like, because you do know some things, and then outside of that there are things you don't know. And when you're feeling brave, you put a foot or two out where you don't understand, like, because there's frontier everywhere, right? And if you're feeling heroic and you want to do something for the world and you want to expand what you understand, you poke your head through what you know and you take a look at whatever structure is out there. And he's pretty smart because most of them is still where it's safe. And I would say that's a good thing, because if you jump right out there, well, then maybe you fall off the edge of the earth. And I wouldn't precisely recommend that, especially if you do it accidentally. And to me, this is a recreation of the Taoist yin-yang symbol, with the white paisley here, and that's what you know, and the dark paisley serpents really there. And the right place to be is right on the line between them, because you got one foot where you understand, that gives you security, and then, but it's kind of dull because, hey, you know everything that's going on there, and that isn't what people are like. They don't want just security. Dostoevsky said that in Notes from the Underground, a great, great book. And he said, I love this, it was an early criticism of the notion of a political utopia. He said, look, if you gave people everything they wanted, they had nothing to eat but cake, and nothing to do but sit in warm pools and busy themselves with the continuation of the species. That was his lines. That the first thing they would do, well, maybe after the first week, was like go kind of half insane and smash everything up just so that something that they didn't expect would happen, so that they'd have something interesting to do. And it's so right, because the utopian notion that if you just had all the material stuff you wanted, that you'd be, well, what would you be? What would you do? Would you just sit on the couch and watch TV? I mean, you'd be, I don't know what, you'd be cutting yourself just for entertainment in no time flat, and that's the sort of thing that people do. And so we're not adapted for security and utopia. We're adapted for a certain amount of security because, we are vulnerable, but mostly we want to have one foot out where we don't know what the hell is going on, because that's where you're alert and alive and tense and with it.